Welcome back. It's your boy Bowlers Bay X, and I know I was taking a break, and actually I'm recording this a day earlier than when it's going up because I'm a very busy person this week. I'm going to talk something about not bowling at all, actually. So many of you know, my spring break I was planning to go back home to Georgia. It was gonna be fun, but great. Well, that's happening still. That's happening this Friday coming up. It is currently March the 16th, a Monday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. Or no, I'm recording this on Monday. It's going up Tuesday. Sorry. But I want to give a little piece of my mind about everything going on in the world. Because these are thoughts I've been having. I wanted to put into a video, but I didn't know if it would fit this channel. But at this point, I'm like, screw it. It'll fit in this channel anyways, because this channel is super random. Even though most of it's about bowling, this is not about bowling, but there is some bowling talk in here. First thing I want to talk about, simping. I'm so fed up with people calling other guys simps for treating females better than what scumbags treat females like. We're in a day and age where guys are treating girls nicely and they're getting made fun of for being nice. It is absolutely mind-shakingly confusing how that system works. So yes, you could call me a simp because I do things for my friends that are females and I take care of them when I can, and that's just who I am. So go ahead and call me a simp. At least my female friends don't think I am a complete piece of crap and whatnot, right? Next thing I want to talk about, the whole traveling thing, the whole travel ban. A lot of states are closing borders. States are over panicking about coronavirus. That dude has a motorcycle. Cool. You have a Harley Davidson. Yes. You have 100 horsepower and a very loud engine. Bravo to you, sir. But no, so the travel ban, I get you don't want to spread a disease, but I don't think corona is as dangerous as a lot of people are making it out to be. Mind you, there's a lot of coincidental stuff that's going on right now in our time that makes this seem even more bizarre. For one, war of Saudi Arabia and Russia on oil and stuff like that. 2, Syria is going through a war. 3, the primaries are coming up. 4, for the whole coronavirus thing. All of this is coming together into this one big cluster of the world is going to end, right? Now, I have little different opinion than a lot of people. I believe that, similar to some, that I believe that this was a virus created by man. There's evidence backing that. I will not go into details because there's no need to. You can go look it up. I'll probably maybe add a link in the description or something. But this virus was created by man, and I believe it was payback for the embargo we imposed on China. And I think since China does not get along with a lot of countries, I think this is a way to, 1, end their overpopulation crisis. For 2, end a lot of their pollution crisis. For 3, screw over every single economic standing of every single world power. Prime example, America. Coronavirus goes nationwide, gets blown out of proportion by the media. Next thing you know, the DOW falls 3,000 points within a day. In a market that has not only been succeeding, but it had been literally doubled the amount of success from years prior. Like from 2009 to the stock market today, even after all the coronavirus debacle, the stock market is double what it was at when we had our housing market crash. So no, it's not the end of the world. People, stop thinking our stock market is completely crashing. It's not. We're fine. But I do believe the way we're handling it is blown out of proportion. People are buying out things. I went to Walmart the other day and people were buying out everything. It was hilarious that this happened during Y2K, so I'm told, that people were buying out everything. But there's a difference between Y2K and a disease. And that is, Y2K, people didn't know what's happening, so they were fueling the economy by pushing money into it. Here, people don't know what's happening, so they're just buying out everything. And they're thinking that they're going to have to sit there for a long time. And by overbuying. So there's three different types of buying: underbuying, perfect buying, and overbuying. In my mind, there's actual terms for them. But when you're overbuying, you're overexpending your own money. Not only are you putting yourself in debt, you're putting other people in debt too, and also you're hurting the economy as it flows. Now, I do believe the more on the whole China trying to get back at us, or trying to screw over the whole economic standard of the United States and the world. If there is evidence that shows this was a created virus, but if this was a virus created by China, think how successful it has been towards economic failure. 90% or 80%, it's kind of in between that area, of medical supplies we get in the United States come from China. A lot of our resources in terms of technology and clothing and all of that comes from China. So America imposes a trade embargo on China, or raise the tariffs up on them so high at one point it causes them to go through a depression. Well, now China's getting payback by using biological warfare in a sense. Now I'm not saying this is cut in stone facts. I'm saying this is my opinion, what my take on it and everything is. But you're getting to a point where you're literally having schools closed down, bars and restaurants are closing down, you're not allowed to be out past a certain time in some places. State borders of California and New York, I believe it is, have been officially quarantined. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, but think of how well of a plan that would have been for China. Like, it almost seems too perfect of a way to work out. And that's my biggest issue with it, is that, yeah, this is a virus. Yeah, there's no cure for it currently. But how everything has shaped up so far, it's worked out quite perfectly for China. Because now, because we've overbought everything and we need supplies, where are we going to go to ask for supplies? One of the largest producers in the whole world, which is China. Which means they can charge us whatever they want, and we're going to have to be obliged to pay that no matter what. So that's my kind of issue with that situation there. Plus, the matter of fact is, they want payback. I mean, China doesn't like to be messed with. But all that aside, if I had coronavirus, I would not care. If you're over the age of 60 or have a weakened immune system, yes, I would care. But for me personally, if I had coronavirus, I would not be worried in the slightest. Coronavirus is being treated, though. There's ways to treat it. Things like HIV medication, which is HIV, if you don't know, is an autoimmune disease that shuts down your immune system and makes it really weak. Well, people are using HIV medication to treat patients of coronavirus that allows their immune system to get strength. Canada has already researched and tested a bunch of things that work. There's a few other countries out there that are working on this. But I believe we've gotten to a point in our society where we are mass panicking over something because the media tells us to mass panic. If the media wasn't so out there, this would have never been as bad. If our media, you know what happens if voting closes down? If voting closes down, no primary, that means Trump is automatically allowed into office again for however many, I think it's another term or whatnot. If there's no voting taking place, Trump gets another term or something or the other like that. Or he may get like a year or something until voting gets back up. But it's now getting to a point where everybody's so worried about the little things that they don't realize that this quarantine is bad for us. Yeah, governments are going to start paying us to be quarantined pretty much, but it's hurting local businesses, it's hurting small town companies that can't afford it, and that's the biggest issue here. And that's why I'm still going home. I don't care. I'm going home. I'm going to one of the largest airport in the United States and one of the largest airports in the world. I'm living about 20 miles outside of that, and I'm going home to that. You know why? Because I do not believe this is as dangerous as it thinks. So if I have coronavirus, cool. And I do not intend to offend anybody by this, but sorry, that's just who I am. It's how I am as a person. But, oh well, what's the worst that can happen, right? We just gotta hope and pray that this does not actually end up developing symptoms that are extremely dangerous to humans, or even killing off the people who do not have weakened immune systems, like the normal people such as myself, healthier teenagers. That area, yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I think the simping part's more important. Don't call people simps because they treat people nicely. You call them a simp if they, there's no reason. There's no reason to make fun of a group of guys because they take better care or pay money for other things that you guys wouldn't do because you're just cheap, ignorant jerks. Girls like nice guys sometimes. Sorry. But that's all I wanted to say this video. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful evening. Watch out for coronavirus. Wash your hands. Just take care of yourself. Be a healthy human. You'll be fine. And I'll end that here with a very happy salute.